This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, I am Heidi German. I have been the 401k administrator for the Hansels for over 13 years. Been working with Merrill Lynch for most of those years, and I'm so happy to be here in front of you because I believe putting money towards your future is so important, and using your 401k to get there is one of the easiest ways to do that. As you know, financial health is so important, and financial health helps your mental health. So I was reading 10% of the population believes that they have enough money put away so they can retire. Only 10%. And one of the biggest reasons is because there's such a lack of education, and they just don't know what to do and they get scared. So I'm hoping what you hear today, you'll have a better understanding of how or what the 401k is, how it works, why you should participate, and feel comfortable making that first step in getting in and investing for your future. So then I'm going to do another video on actually how to enroll, the steps you actually take on the Merrill Lynch website. This is going to be only about 20 minutes, maybe 25. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. There we go. Okay, so this is a very important screen. In fact, I put it up here numerous times during the presentation. If you can, I would take your cell phone and I would take a snapshot of this, because this does not only have my information, but it also has the information of our local representatives with Merrill Lynch, Jeff James and Matt Davis. I am no longer a registered representative, a licensed representative, so I am not able to give you advice. I can show you, where to go and what to do, but I cannot give you advice on what you should contribute or where you should be putting your money. You should go ahead and give Jeff or Matt a call or email them if you want to sit down with them. They're the people that need to give you that type of advice. The website on here, this is where you're going to be enrolling. This is also where you maintain your account. You can get your statements, and then the 800 number. That is, if you have any other, basic questions, you can call the 800 number. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So who is eligible for the 401k? You must be 21 years old. You must have 1,000 hours of service in a year, and you must be an active employee for 1 year prior to open enrollment. All right. So what is a 401k? So the 401k is just like, it's a set of rules. So you have your IRAs that have their set of rules, your Roth IRAs, they have a set of rules. So the 401k is another set of rules. It's a long-term retirement account. It is not something that you're going to want to put in for a year and then take the money out. You're going to get penalties by doing that. So this is a definite long-term retirement account with that mindset. The second is it's only available through your employer. You're not going to find it anywhere else but your employer. It's the easiest way for an employee to contribute for a retirement account. And it lowers the current taxable income. And we'll go through an example of that a little bit later. Okay, why should you enroll? First of all, it's easy. It comes right out of your account, out of your paycheck. You pay yourself first. It gets you to the retirement goals a little bit faster. Again, there's a deferred taxes on each paycheck. And the best part is your employer match. Hansel's been matching 3% of the employee's income up to 50% of your contributions. So, and we'll go through that on the next piece right here, but face it, free money is one of the greatest perks of the 401k. All right, let's go over the benefit examples. I'm going to get my pointer out here. All right, so in this column here, we have someone who's not contributing into their 401k. They make $2,500 a paycheck, and after taxes, they bring home $1,875. That same person is going to go ahead and put in 6% into their 401k. So they're paying themselves first. They have a $2,500 paycheck. They put in $150 directly into their Merrill Lynch 401k, and their taxes go down because now they're not getting taxed on that $2,500. They're getting taxed on the $2,350. So over time, you're getting the tax savings and you're getting money into your retirement account. So on this particular situation, every paycheck, $48 less in taxes. So your check is only, in this particular situation, your check is only changing by like $100. All right, so let's go into the match example. Match can get kind of confusing. Excuse me. This is the same person. They're making $60,000 in a year. They are putting in that 6%, so it's $150 per paycheck. There's 24 pay periods. And the total investment that they're putting in is the $3,600. Now the match at the end of the year, and it usually comes in the first quarter of the following year, they're either going to get 3% of their income or 50% of what they put in. Now, in this particular situation, in most people's situations, that 6% is the same as 50% and 3%. So if you calculate it, it both comes out at $1,800. So this person's match is $1,800 total into their 401k for that year, $5,400. Let's say you're only going to put in 1%. Okay, so you can read my writing here, 1% of 60,000. So they're going to only put in $600 into their 401k for that year. And the Hansels are going to say, I'm going to put in 50% of 600 or 3% of your income, whichever is less. So $300 is half of what you put in. 6%, or sorry, 3% of the income is $1,800. Which one is less, $1,800 or $300? So your match for the year is going to be this $300 if you only put in that 1% in this situation. Okay, so I hope you understand how the match works. Now you can always put in more. You can put in 10%, right? So now you're going to be putting in $6,000 of your own money. But what is the Hansel's going to match? It's either 50% or 3%, whichever is less. So the $1,800 is going to be your match still, even if you go over that 6%. All right. So down here we have the investment max. You can put up to 80% of your income, but their max for the whole year, the most that you can put in is that $19,500. If you're over the age of 50, you have an additional $6,500 you can put in. Okay, I'm going to go over something with you guys called dollar cost averaging. I kind of looked it up of how I could show this to you because I think it's super important to understand how it works. It can get really confusing, but I hope with my example you can fully understand how it works. So this $150 that this person is putting in every paycheck, as you know, the market goes up and down, right? So I'm going to show you the advantages of putting in every single month. Okay, and this is the dollar cost averaging. All right, we're going to play a little game. And we're going to put 401k aside, okay? This is, you're going to invest $100 a month for 6 months only. So you can't do that in your 401k because it's a long-term account, but this is just going to give you the concept and the understanding of what dollar cost averaging is. So you're putting $100 into a fund for 6 months. You're going to choose which fund you would prefer to put your money into. Are you going to put your money in Market A? Market A starts at $5 a share, and over the 6 months, it's going to end at $10 a share. Okay, for 6 months. Market B, I'm getting really good with this mouse, starts at $5 a share, goes down, and comes up only halfway at $2.50 a share. Hope you can read that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need another one there. 6. Market C starts off at $5. Market hits almost rock bottom the very next month and comes up even at $5 at the end of the 6 months. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So which one would you put your money into? You're going to be putting in $100 a month for 6 months. Go ahead and make your choice, and then I'm going to go ahead and explain one of them to you. And I think you're going to fully understand how dollar cost averaging is about halfway through explaining it. So most Middle America will say that A is what they would choose. They would want to put their money in A because they see that the market is doing well. But I'm going to show you what happens in this B. So the first month, you have $100. You buy at $5 a share. How many shares is that? It's 20 shares, right? Next month, it goes down to $2.50. How many shares is that? It's 40. Next 3 months in a row, it goes down to $1. How many shares did you buy? 100 goes, or 1 goes into 100 how many times? Right? 100. So you have 100, 200, 300, 380, 400 shares. And you are like, I'm off this roller coaster. I can't take this anymore. I'm losing my money. Get me out. But let's just see what happens. You have the 400 shares. You cash it out at $2.50. You cashed out $1,000. Not bad. You only started with 600. Now you have 1,000. A is actually the worst answer on the page, and because this one here, and C is actually the best, because you're starting at that $5, which again, you're getting 20 shares, and then for the next 4 months, you're buying 100 shares each on those 4 months. That's 440 shares at $5. Try to do my at symbol. That is $2,200. A, let me do this real quick for you. So month 1, $5, all the way up to month 10 is you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you get about 85 shares. You cash them out at 10. That's $850. Y'all did good. No matter which one you chose, you only put in $600. You still came out ahead. But what this is teaching you is when the market goes down, it's on sale. Think of it as that. If you go into the grocery store and you see your favorite paper towels on sale, do you stock up? Or do you go, ooh, that's too cheap, I can't buy them right now? That's what Middle America is thinking. When they see the market go down, they get scared, and a lot of people stop contributing into their 401k, when actually they should be putting more in, right? So you're buying those shares at a discount. So we all know the market fluctuates. And let me get to the next screen here. So this is the market for the last, I'm not even sure, even through the Great Depression it comes in. But it goes up and down, and the history has shown us it goes up and down, but on an upward climb. This 2008, 2009 period here, when this happened, that was a big housing market crash, and everybody was kind of going crazy. So many people stopped putting in their 401k. The people who were laid off, they cashed out at the bottom of the market. If you let it ride out, you're not losing any money. So just want to kind of put that in your heads. So, but even if you're scared of the market and you don't want to go on that roller coaster ride, I want you to know that there is so many options in the 401k to keep your money conservative. You don't have to go with the aggressive models. You don't have to go with aggressive accounts. You can do what's comfortable for you. So you don't have to go on that major roller coaster if you don't want to. So I love the goal managers. The goal managers, there's money managers that take care of these particular accounts, and they're very good at what they do. So you can choose something that's more conservative, all the way up to aggressive, whatever your risk level is. Maybe you don't know what your risk level is. Well, let me get my pointer out here. So if you don't know what your risk model is, or risk tolerance is, you can actually take this little guide here. It's a questionnaire, and it's going to ask you questions, and it's going to tell you what your risk level is. And even Matt and Jeff will sometimes have you take this because they want to know where you're at, because they don't want to put you in something that's uncomfortable to you. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to go over is vesting. So I think this is pretty important because it's mentioned, but it's not mentioned a lot. So vesting is the process used to determine when money that is contributed by the employer, meaning the match, is available to the employee. Okay, so on this particular schedule, this is vesting, years of vesting service. What that means is if you go back to the eligibility, you have to have those 1,000 hours in a year. Every year you put in 1,000 hours at least, you have a vesting year. So if you've been with the company for 4 years, every match that you have gotten, you now have 60% of that match. If you were to leave the company, you keep 60, 40% comes back to Hansel. If you've been here for 6 years or more, you're 100% invested. So I hope that explains all that to you. I'm going to go back to this screen here. If you need more information, if you need to email me, if you'd like to get a hold of Jeff or Matt, there's their information right there. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and I'm going to start a new video on how to enroll, in case the people that they already know all this information, they just want to know how to enroll. Okay? Thank you, and have a wonderful day.